Hey everyone, and welcome back! Ever watch an MCU movie and think, wait a minute, that's not how I remember it? You're not crazy. You've just spotted a retcon. A retcon, or retroactive continuity, is when a new story changes things we thought we already knew. The MCU is packed with them, but they're not mistakes. In fact, they're often necessary to keep this massive universe running. Today, we're diving into the biggest MCU retcons and explaining why Marvel had to make them. Let's start with a big one, the Infinity Gauntlet. Remember in the first Thor movie, we saw the gauntlet sitting pretty in Odin's vault. Everyone thought, wow, Asgard has the most powerful weapon in the universe. But then, in Avengers Age of Ultron, Thanos puts on a different gauntlet and says, fine, I'll do it myself. So, which one is real? Years later, in Thor, Ragnarok, Hela strolls into the vault, knocks over the gauntlet we saw, and calls it a fake. This was a clever fix. The first appearance was just a fun Easter egg. But as the Infinity Saga took shape, Marvel needed to explain why Thanos was hunting for the stones if Odin already had the gauntlet. Making Odin's a replica was the perfect solution to clean up the timeline. Next up, let's talk about Peter Parker's timeline. In Captain America, Civil War, Tony Stark tells Peter he's been Spider-Man for about 6 months. Simple enough. But then, Spider-Man. Homecoming opens with a title card that says 8 years later, after the events of the first Avengers movie, which took place in 2012. That would put Homecoming in 2020, but Civil War was set in 2016. The math just doesn't add up. Fans were confused for years. Finally, Avengers Endgame confirmed that Homecoming actually takes place in 2016, just a few months after Civil War. That 8 years later card was officially reckoned as a simple mistake. It happens. When you're managing dozens of interconnected stories, a few details are bound to get mixed up. Admitting it was a goof was the easiest way to keep Peter's story consistent. Here's another subtle one. Howard Stark, in Iron Man 2. We see a much older Howard in archival footage from 1974, looking like he's in his 60s. He talks about how the technology of his time isn't ready for his ideas. But in Captain America, the first Avenger, we meet a young, vibrant Howard Stark in the 1940s, a key founder of S.H.I.E.L.D. Then in Endgame, Tony travels back to 1970 and meets his father, who looks much younger than the version in the Iron Man 2 video. So what gives? This retcon was all about character. By making Howard younger and more directly involved in major world events, Marvel turned him from a distant, almost mythical figure into a complex character whose legacy directly shapes both S.H.I.E.L.D. and his son, Tony. It deepened the family drama and made Tony's relationship with his father far more impactful. Let's not forget the Maximoff twins, Wanda and Pietro. In Age of Ultron, we're told they got their powers from Baron von Strucker's experiments with the Mind Stone. They were ordinary humans who volunteered for Hydra. This was a necessary workaround because at the time, Marvel Studios didn't own the film rights to the X-Men, which meant they couldn't use the word mutant. But then, the show WandaVision completely changed their origin. It revealed that Wanda was born with latent magical abilities, and the Mind Stone didn't give her powers. It just unlocked the immense power she already had, turning her into the Scarlet Witch. This was a genius move. Once Disney acquired Fox and the X-Men rights, Marvel was free to lean into the magical and, yes, potentially mutant side of Wanda's comic book history. It allowed them to tell a much richer story about her grief and power, setting her up as one of the MCU's most formidable characters. So from fake gauntlets to timeline blips and evolving backstories, MCU retcons aren't plot holes. They are the tools Marvel uses to adapt, grow, and refine its epic story. They fix early mistakes, deepen characters, and navigate the complex web of film rights. It's all part of the magic that makes the MCU feel like a living, breathing universe. What's your favorite or least favorite MCU retcon? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite universe. See you next time.